many of us know the consequences of not fastening the seatbelt? In the year 2022, the GCAA, which is General Civil Aviation Authority in the United Arab Emirates, came up with statistics that 60% of the deaths and the injuries that happen either on the road or in the aircraft is due to non-compliance of fastening the seatbelt. Hello, my name is Penny, and today I'm going to talk about seatbelt compliance. We are going to talk about, first, the need to fasten the seatbelt. Two, we are going to talk about the solution to non-compliance. Three, we are going to talk about the visualization of the whole of this matter. And four, last but not the least, we are going to talk about the actions that everyone ought to take. Let's talk about the need to fasten the seatbelt. When we are traveling, usually either by road or by air, we encounter turbulences and bumps. And today I'm going to talk about traveling in the air because that is where my office belongs and I know better. So usually we encounter turbulences, and in this time, everyone is supposed to wear the seatbelt for safety. In 2013, Boeing 777, operated by Asiana Airlines, it was coming from Incheon in Korea, going to US San Francisco. And it happened that before the aircraft landed, it hit the wall, and part of the aircraft, the backside of the aircraft or the tail of the aircraft disengaged from the main fuselage. It happened that a few of people in this flight, they were ejected out. And those who had fastened their seatbelt, they remained intact and they were rescued. They were evacuated out of the aircraft. Can you guess what? After the evacuation, fire hit the aircraft. Do you imagine what happened to a few of people who were ejected out? Definitely, they didn't make it. They lost their life. And because of this, we all are supposed to wear the seatbelt all the time when you are traveling in the air. So after talking about the need to wear the seatbelt, here we now talk about the solution for this non-compliance. ICAO, which is International Civil Aviation Authority, came up with a solution to all carriers. It is mandatory to have equipment for safety in the aircraft. And one of these equipment is the seatbelt. So all the carriers are mandated to have the seatbelt all the time. And if just one seatbelt is not serviceable, the aircraft would not be given a go-ahead to take off. So this is why it's very serious to use your seatbelt when you are traveling. Okay, let's talk about the visualization of non-compliance. Imagine you are seated without fastening your seatbelt, and then you hit, all of a sudden, you're flying, you hit your head in the roof, you fall, you're standing, you fall and hit your spinal cord on the seat, or you fall on a sharp object. Can you imagine what will happen with you? Definitely, if you will not die from that injuries, you'll live in pain and you live in regrets. Why are you going to live in regrets? Because you didn't pay attention or respect the seatbelt sign which has been placed for you. So there's a need for each and every one of us to avoid the unforeseen circumstances to wear our seatbelts all the time. Let us talk about the actions that all of us need to take when you are traveling in the aircraft. One, you are supposed to be seated and your seatbelt fastened. 2, you're supposed to fasten your seatbelt, not loose and not very tight. Most of the time when I'm passing through the cabin, I always see the passengers with their seatbelts on their laps or on their knees. This is very dangerous. You need to fasten your seatbelt properly because you are just the same person who has not fastened the seatbelt. And in case we have severe turbulence, you will definitely be the one getting the injuries. Third, and not the least, whenever there is a seatbelt sign comes on, there's a reason why the captain will illuminate the seatbelt sign. So make sure you are seated, make sure that you are fastened the seatbelt, and make sure this time you're not standing, walking around, and do not use the toilets. This is for your own safety and the safety of the people who are around you. All right, the next thing, finally, I've talked about the need to fasten the seatbelt. I've talked about the solutions, the actions, and now, before we leave, I will urge each and every one of us to take a pledge and sign the cards that are in front of you in remembrance that whenever you are traveling in the aircraft, you ought to wear your seatbelt all the time and every time. Thank you for listening to me. Remember, safety comes first. Thank you.